I know. I can't sing.
Hey, you there? Yes, you. Can you spare a moment for him? He would be very grateful. Well, he, Kermai Kazor Tatakajap. Your help. Tell him, do you have good eyes? Good, very good. Let him cut to the chase. He is in dire need of eggs. Lots of eggs. And he wants you to help him. It is, indeed. The eggs he is looking for are hard to come by. Do you see those brown hammerbirds circling over the heartland? In many other countries, such as Nerim or Kira, their hatchlings are brought up to be letterbirds. He wants to raise such letterbirds for a special purpose. So, what do you say? Will you help an old starling? The ancient fathers would thank you for it. He's sure of that. Oh, that's hard to explain. He doubts you would understand. But it has to do with our lost home, the Star City. Yes, the place we starlings come from, and where we are destined to return to eventually. Don't you know the stories? There's a city far up in the sky, and all the worldly suffering doesn't exist there. But this is no place to talk about that. There are books which could explain our prophecies a lot better than he ever could. Well, that is the part where your good eyes come into play. All you need to do is follow the movements of the birds flying above the sea here and in its vicinity. Eventually, they will return to their nests, and that's where you can find the eggs. Just come back once you've found a good handful or more. He will wait for your return.
Sir? Yes?
And here we are. Welcome to Ark. I've got some things to take care of here. So let's meet at the market once you're ready to meet Grandmaster Tealor Arenthiel and his mages in person, alright? By his own son, Nerazil, yeah. But roughly 2.5 years ago, he suddenly appeared back in Enderal, accompanied by a handful of mages who once fought against him in the Great War. Weird, I know, but that's how it was. He did, yeah. It seems that something happened between him and them that made them sort out their issues, you could say. They're allies now, and frankly, nobody quite knows why. You can imagine what kind of uproar that caused among the Holy Order itself. But in the end, Arenthiel got things his way. You can say what you want about him, but he never lost his charisma, that's for sure. You're telling me. But apparently their alliance has something to do with this red madness. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, sure, I should have thought of that. Pardon me. All right then. Ark is divided into 5 districts, not counting the harbor. The foreign quarter, where we are right now, the marketplace, the nobles' quarters, the south quarter, and the temple. If you're looking to gear up, I guess the market would be the place to go. You can find anything there, from food to weapons, armor, and whatever else you need. If it's magical supplies and alchemy you need, however, you best try your luck in the nobles' quarters. But prepare yourself for some dismissive looks. Up there's also the bathing house and the theater, in case you have the coin for that. Finally, there's the temple, which is hard to overlook. Normal citizens are not permitted to enter it, and from up there, the Holy Order reigns over this country. But if all goes according to plan, you'll soon see it from the inside. And then there's the Undercity. Yeah, it doesn't, and it isn't. The Undercity's a cluster of caves directly beneath our feet. And down there is where the poor and the sick live, not to mention those that the Order doesn't like to see in their neat, pretty streets in the upper city. Not a place I'd recommend you visit, at least not unless you're looking for mischievous things. Great. Then see you later and enjoy your stay.
Citizens of Ark, lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread. You there! You look as if you could do with a fine loaf of our unrivaled fresh and... Well, it is fresh and it is tasty. What are you getting at? Certainly! A pleasure for the young and the old, for the tall and the small. See for yourself.
Oi, you there. Don't look at me like that. Looking for trouble, eh? Stop ignoring me! You bloody flood your eyes at me, woman. You think I haven't noticed, don't you? You say sorry at once, so I'll smack your mouth. Oh, that you'd like to know, huh? So you can deduce her, me Bernadette. Don't bloody think I'm stupid. Why, you think you can mock me? All right. You'll regret this.
Noble citizens of Ark, lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of
Okay,
bread.
just leave me alone.
Can I help you? Well, I know this old alchemist woman from the Noble's Quarter has been getting on the guard's nerves for weeks. Something about her son, I think. You could pay her shop a visit and see what she needs. Maybe that'll stop her from bothering us. What, you mean apart from frenzied animals, hordes of living dead lurking through the wilderness and this whole red madness thing? No, none. Just be careful when you're outside the walls.
Yes?
Have you heard the news about the Magister? Word has it that he murdered 30 novices, then killed himself up in the temple. Oh, by Malphus, what has become of this world? Move along.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around here before. Just take a look around and tell me if you see anything you like.
I just don't see the fucking point.
That depends. Some I get from adventurers, some from other merchants, and some I gather myself in old ruins and the like. Or should I say, gathered. Nowadays, you can't even set foot into a deserted house without getting eaten by lost ones. What sad times we're living in. Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. Walk blessed. Now, where did I put that?
Farmer's Post in Doonville. They just sit on their asses and watch things.
Potatoes, garlic. That should be it.
Due to its sheer glory.
Hungry? I've got just what a weary traveler needs.
Taylor Armfield has returned. Yes. The lost heir to the throne, son of the glorious Alice. Imprisonment by his treacherous son, returned to his position as Grand Master of the Holy Order. The esteemed Trichet.
Hungry for secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions.
Rena Shalom,
anything
my
for
son.
friends of path
Are
abiding
you
magic.
looking for fresh fish?
This holy city from this day on. His fearless leadership shall be what helps us find our way through these.
Yes?
Good evening.
Oh, lovely adherents of the crunchy pleasures.
Ahoy!
Oh my.
Another exhausted soul, aren't you? Are you sure you want to become
Monsieur? Yes?
Yes? What is this? Some kind of scam to lure me into a dark alley? Forget about it, Eterna. I know you're kind. Now shove off. Of course. Especially to people of your kind. Now excuse me. I have to go.
Monsieur? Good evening.
My sir, do you have a moment? I think the two of us could do business together. Well, it is actually quite simple. But since you were kind enough not to just ignore me and walk by as the others did, I would like to show my gratitude for that first. You travel a lot, don't you? I can tell by the mud on your boots. Here, one of these books might come in handy on your journeys. Which one do you prefer? They are, crafting books. I suppose you can call them that. They contain some valuable knowledge about the arts such as smithing, alchemy, or even lockpicking. Not that I would ever imply you'd do such a thing except in an old ruin, but you get the picture. Splendid! Say, would you happen to be interested in earning yourself some more coins? Or, even better, more books like those? There is something I need help with. I have a problem, and this problem is called Celia, which happens to be my sister. Where should I start? You know, I am one of those people who wasn't given everything by fate. Quite the contrary, in fact. When I was a child, the village I grew up in, Foamville, was ambushed by bandits, and both my father and my mother died during the attack. Thank you, but it's ancient history now. Fact is, my sister and I dealt with this event differently. We managed to flee the attack and make it to Ark, where the guards, of course, threw us into the Undercity. But while I tried to honor my father's heritage by using the little I could from our savings by setting up a business, she preferred to wallow in her misery instead. She got to know the wrong people and has, since then, never done a single bit of honest work. Frankly, she's a dust addict. Day and night she does nothing else but rot in those drinking holes in the Undercity and blows what little money she makes on her drage. Now, of course, she is still my sister, so all of these years I paid her rent so she doesn't have to sleep on the streets. However, things have changed. Recently she started using our father's heritage to pay for her addiction, and I will not accept that. Of course, you wouldn't know that. Glimmercap dust, the blue bliss, or however you want to call it. It's a drage, a dangerous one. Apparently, it makes you feel as if you're walking the eternal paths. But it also kills you quicker than the sunfire. I certainly could, but the day a guard voluntarily goes into the Undercity is the day Avatia will become a barber. The Undercity belongs to Relata, and Celia knows that, which is why my hands are tied. Well, technically it's our money. Basically, it was a share our father had in a small business here. He was so proud of it, you wouldn't believe it. Luckily enough, I managed to save that paper from the bandits and turned it in at the bank a few years ago, after I realized how valuable it was. Since then, it has turned into quite a formidable sum. Nothing huge, of course, but enough to save my business from bankruptcy. You understand? In theory, it is our money, but without me, she would probably have sold it for a bottle of ale, and I won't let her spit on our father's heritage that way. Oh, believe me, I did. Which is why she simply hid the key to our safe in the bank somewhere that I couldn't find it. So, long story short, this is where you come in. I want you to get her to give me that key. How you do it is up to you. But if you succeed, it won't be to your disadvantage. Anywhere there's rats and dust. But she spends most of her time in the False Dog in the Undercity. One of those dumps I told you about. Just come back to me once you've found something.
Good evening.